Welcome back to the Olga S. Pérez show. I'm your host, Olga. How you doing? A little more somber today, right? With the news and whatnot. But see, I'm not going to talk about the news, I think, the way most people are. This is a live stream, so it's not scripted. There's no cue cards here or anything like that. I got a lot to say. I'm sure we all do. I'll be taking calls later on, so stick around. And if you have to go for a minute, make sure to come back. I was going to do a reaction video. Might still do it at the end, maybe not. Maybe I'll log off and come back and do a specific just reaction video to this song called Freedom that I haven't watched, that I've been wanting to watch and do a reaction to. And of course, with what's happening in the world today, how appropriate. But really, the song came out like a week ago or so. The biggest part is that I knew something was going to happen on Friday, October 6th, going into October 7th, to the point that I go to bed early. I get up early and I go to bed early. And that night, I kept checking my phone before I went to bed, and I never do that. And I do that and I do that. I'm like, funny, I know something's happening. First thing I wake up Saturday morning, and I never look at my phone as soon as I wake up. Never. No. I do my coffee, my tea, whatever. I have a ritual. I greet the day with love and appreciation. But I did that day because I'm like, no, I know something's happening. Boom. The news from Israel comes, right? The attack on Israel. Wow, when you see people's true colors and you know what side they're on. And how many times do I say, stop with the politics, people. Stop taking sides. Stop thinking, well, this is right and this is right and I'm right and you're wrong and I'm right. Whatever. I'm always saying the same thing. Now, of course, but I don't know how much I'm gonna share with you. There's just, at this point, right, over the entire weekend, you've seen it all. And if you haven't, you're looking at it as we speak right now. Well, I want to say I'm sure no one's going to say it the way I'm going to say it. So stick around. For those who are new, awesome to have you. And if you've been here before, welcome back, my love. Before we get started, let's do a quick intro so that everybody knows who's talking over here. And it's starting now. Hi, I'm Olga S. Pérez, coming at you live, unleashing the power of perspective, one reaction at a time. I've been a life strategist for over 20 years, and I'm here to share my insights on trending topics, current news, and music videos that we all want to talk about with love and humor. Here we go, with love and humor. That's always my thing. Now, let's see. Oh, where do we start? Well, what did I tell you? Again, all these leaders, all these supposed like giving great advice, even in the sphere of like people that are into, helping others and giving them advice, like Jordan Peterson. What didn't I say it? And how many times did I say? Right? Not only this guy has a problem. I mean, psychotherapist, right? So he knows all about problems. Like he knows all about mental issues. He's the expert and he was a teacher, right? And he's got a great following. But what did I tell you the moment he had that meeting with Netanyahu? I'm like, oh, shit. And then he signs up with Daily Wire. Oh, shit. Sell out. And sure enough. And what does the fucking first thing he does? Right when it's like one of the first things that I saw in my feed on Twitter was this right here, which I'm sure you guys already know, but just, for those who don't. This is a person that's trying, supposedly for his whole life, he helps people, right, to become better, especially young men. Right, Jordan. Okay, here we go. What's up with that, guys? What is up with that? Give him hell. And Netanyahu, enough is enough. What are you talking about, Jordan? Have you gone to war? Have you had to pick up a gun, defend yourself, your family? Just saying. But give them hell. Like, what hell? You're talking about your mental hell? Right? Drug after drug. I've always dealt with depression. Isn't that funny? But it makes sense, right? Like, you would have somebody who has dealt with depression deal with other people that are dealing with it, right? Okay. But you really didn't overcome it. Or, your psych education didn't really help you. Now, one thing that I used to admire from him is that he would always quote, especially when he had those old videos when he was a professor, and he would use stories of the Bible. And I thought that was awesome because I do that too. Not just stories of the Bible. It could be Buddhism. It could be Hinduism. There's all these great stories in all these religions that really can teach us really great, wonderful things. But then, was it Jesus that said, love thy neighbor as you love thyself? Or no? Isn't that Old Testament? Isn't that one of the 10 commandments? Or no, hold on. I might be mixing it up. I'm playing games, guys. I'm playing games. I know where it comes from. I want us to think, like, use this. But as a fellow human, I always say we. I always include myself, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But in this occasion, I will not say we. We. No, I am not a person that would ever promote bloodshed of any kind for any reason. And if you go to the Old Testament, you go to stories like, the kids of Adam and Eve, the two brothers, Abel and Cain. Again, you know me with my English is my third language, so I'll say it and pronounce it wrong. Plus, I'm dyslexic. Okay, just got to get that disclosure there. Let's forget about stats, statistics, facts, non-facts, history versus the real history, hidden, not written, edited, right? Told by the victors. You can get along if you want to. Everyone can. You can choose not to fight the neighbor. Now, granted, if the neighbor's so evil that you're like, well, the only way I can beat this is with the same force they came at me. I believe that angels are warriors. I believe this is literally a spiritual war. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I cannot believe that at this height, with all the information that we have, everyone's just reacting. Okay, I stand corrected. Not everybody's reacting. Some people are putting forth some facts or some good points on both sides. But at the end of the day, Ukraine and Russia has a similar, in the sense that they're like brothers. Like they've literally been, Russians living in Ukraine, right? Just brief in history. And these brothers are fighting, as we know. Now, what happens? Oh, that's not really working out. Or, has anyone not known that there's been plenty of interviews out there, plenty of, leaders, so-called leaders, saying that Ukraine would be a good place for Jewish people. And I got nothing wrong. Nothing against Jewish people. I love Jewish people. I got plenty of Jewish friends that I love and adore. But it's like Americans. I have plenty of American friends. I'm an American. But regardless, our leaders do not represent us. The leaders of Israel do not represent Israelis necessarily, specifically Jewish people. And not to mention that there's different types of Jewish, right? Yeah. I'm sure you already know at this point. I'm sure you've already read, watched. Maybe this event, this attack on Israel, maybe you took a moment and said, you know what? Let me dig into this. Let me look into the history of this. There's no reason to press any group or any person. Elon Musk actually posted during the weekend, he said, how do you establish peace? Don't quote me. I don't know if that's exactly how he wrote it. But I responded in X, formerly known as Twitter, and I said love. And I put it in caps. I know that saying something like that is like, oh yeah, love thy neighbor that just screwed you, hurt you, killed your family. I get it. But the thing is, you can't hurt somebody you love. So instead of making your neighbor love you, you're just going to continue to fight. Again, I know this is trigger warning for everyone. And here's a disclaimer. This is an open discussion. I stand for love. I stand for unity of all humanity, not one side, all humanity. Have we not already learned that wars bring us nothing good? Nothing. And then it's about what I want. Well, I want what you have, and that's it. And if I got to kill you to get it, I'm going to do it. These are certain mentalities out there. And it's always the blame game. And then nobody takes accountability. You must have done something to get that kind of response. And the reaction to being attacked is, I'm going to wipe out Gaza. Wow. That's something I want to stand by, huh? We all want to stand by. We got the border that's invaded. Being invaded, has been invasion since fucking forever, but specifically in the last 2 years. But let's not look over there. Because who owns the media? Yeah, okay. You know. Don't even give me this shit. So now we got literally men that are soldier age from all over the world, specifically Syria, that thank God there's humans out there just doing their due diligence, trying to protect their own home. We're all broke. Inflation's killing all of us in this country. And we're going to take sides. Wait. How about so many of our leaders who have dual citizenship to Israel, which I knew, but I'm just loving the fact that what just happened is bringing that kind of stuff out. But people are still so reactive. Jordan, you're a psychopath. At the very least, a sellout. You're supposed to help people get along and be happy and get their shit together and own their own, Jordan Peterson. Make your bed, you say. Exactly. Make your bed before sleeping in someone else's bed and then joining their forces that you never been. That's just one thing. How about Netanyahu, all of them? Why don't they go to the front lines? Jordan, go to the front lines. Shapiro, go to the front lines. No, I'm seeing pictures of a lot of these people, not those names I just mentioned, but other so-called leaders, influential people, bolting out of Israel just like that. They don't want to be there. Oh, shut up. All right. I think this is kind of weird, but you know me, where I do believe in omens. How about this little, just 2 seconds of this clip, and I'm gonna go over a few things. Again, I'm not gonna cover everything today. We're just gonna get the conversation started here. And nobody should be promoting war at all. There should be peace talks right now. If you really wanted to live together, you would have never had such strict borders. Not to mention, of course, you guys already know that. How did this happen? How did the IDF not be prepared for this? And there's plenty of people that have been part of the IDF that have really spoken about this, that had videos coming up on X about, like, there's no way they didn't know. Of course. Talk about false flag. Talk about 9/11. And people are like, oh, is this, Israel's 9/11. I'm all for all people, all love of each other, humanity. But I get it. Let's just all fight, all emotional reactions. No, see, I stand my ground. The way I help people, one of the things I say is stop before reaction. Stop, breathe, and think in that order. Okay. Going back to this weird, which again, now with all this technology we have, how do we even know this is not animation, right? Like our computer graphics are that amazing. AI, etc. But check this out.
Palestinian crow decided to take his life into his own hands and pull down an Israeli flag while people were saying, no, please don't do it.
Now, we don't know if it's a Palestinian crow. I don't know.
The crow had an agenda of his own. Is this some sort of omen, or is this just birds being birds?
And then at the same time, when was that recorded, right? But I'm going, okay. Then this guy. Just look at this guy's face. Really. This guy looks like somebody that I want to stand behind Come on, people. Look at this guy. And listen, a few people that I saw, some different accounts that posted the same video on Instagram. I'm going to show you a couple of them because it's interesting what they have to say. Like this Dr. Simon Godak. I don't know if I said his name right. But the Israeli defense minister said that they're fighting human animals. See, that's what I got a problem with. And that's what I keep saying. That kind of language doesn't make me and you should not want to stand behind this. Human animals? Human animals. There's no such thing. You're an animal. All humans are animals, mammals. That's number one. Let's just talk like we're all in kindergarten right now. Okay. Referring to people as human animals not only dehumanizes them, right? Because it makes it easier to kill somebody when you treat them like that. But then again, I thought we love dogs and cats and we love animals, right? Especially all the vegans. I'm just saying, you love animals, you don't want to hurt them. Not that all vegans are vegan because they don't want to hurt animals, but there's some that do. Or they think they're doing a better imprint, for the planet and that kind of a thing, and respecting all living things, although plants are living things and they also have feelings. Yes, look it up. Now, but also undermines the principles of respect and understanding that are essential for peace and coexistence. There you go. Well said, bro. Now, let's play this little clip. I have heard of complete siege of Gaza. No electricity, no food, no fuel, no water. Everything is closed. We are fighting human animals. Oh, he looks like, look at him. Yeah, I want to stand by this guy. He's totally like, what a great guy. What a hero. What a fighter. Let's cut them all off. Which you're just showing your big guns. Like you're showing like your power and how you really do have more power than this group that's fighting you with rocks. Obviously, they're not fighting with rocks at the very moment, but you get my point, right? You get my point. Okay. So Dr. Anastasia also shared it, but this is what she has to say about this one. Israeli defense minister, no food, no electricity, no fuel, no water. We're fighting human animals, end quote. He's talking about ordinary innocent civilians, including kids in caps living in Gaza. He has no respect in caps for human rights, exclamation. Despicable scum. And she puts the Israeli in. Now, not that I'm standing by her. I'm just sharing let's just a couple of people that have some thoughts of this matter. Let's also look at, or let's go back real quick. And do you guys remember this interview with Jordan Peterson? Okay. This is on Jordan Peterson's channel. And just. The Jews were living in Europe, then they moved to Israel in this past century. And little by little, they took over. Nothing wrong with that. But who really bought most of the land? Rothschild. Who's Rothschild? Let me tell you something. Every day when I talk to people that I know, friends, they have no clue. Believe it or not. If you're here watching this channel, you've been with me, you subscribe to me, I know these things, but a lot of people don't. And I mean a lot. Probably the majority of the entire planet. And who are the Rothschilds? And then the bankers of America. I mean, we cannot win and we cannot help anybody if we don't wake up to who's running the show and how they lie all the time. The fact is, at this point, no one can deny that these people love war. Who's these people? The globalists. Well, who are the globalists? Who are these so-called elites, self-proclaimed elites? Well, they have the money to buy people. Like people like Andrew Tate will say, not that he's part of this group, but he'll say I can bend reality. When you have a lot of money, you can buy things, you can buy people. You can make people do things that they would not normally do. Money. But then we could blame them. But we're still being employed. We're still following orders. Just like Nuremberg. I was just taking orders. I'm sure some did, and I'm sure others really believed in what they were doing. Let's just, let me share just.
Be kind enough to walk me and my viewers and listeners through, your rationale for the moral justification for Israel, the political justification as well. And
There you
I'm
go.
going to do what I can to my limited ability, let's say, to push back. I've heard the arguments of often young people who are more prone to give credence and sympathy, say, to the Palestinian viewpoint. And I'd like to rectify my ignorance and maybe help my viewers and listeners do the same thing. So would it be useful to start with Herzl?
Well, I'd start.
Okay, not to mention that you don't think that this guy doesn't have the questions ahead, and so he's ready for the answers. Yes, please, people.
Herzl was what I call our modern Moses, but I'd actually start with the original Moses. The Jewish people have lived in the land of Israel, what is now the state of Israel, have lived here and have been attached to this place for about 3,500 years.
They've lived there and have been attached here for 3,000. That's not true. That's not true. They were there 3,000 years ago, but they just went back, and the Rothschild, who bought most of it, set it up, was in this century. I'm sorry, this past century, right? So in the last 100 years. But look at him. It's ours. It's always been ours. We never left. But again, my biggest bone with this shit, my biggest bone is that if you are a believer of God, would God really want you? Don't get me wrong. I mean, if God, says, okay, this is evil, this is the opposite of me. So yes, I give you the power. I give you the permission. I tell you, stand up. I say this story with David and Goliath. But wouldn't he want us all to get along? Because aren't we all God's children? But it's so easy to look at, say, Muslim, and especially if you see videos, which I've seen, I'm sure you've seen them too, where it's like, no, we're the real people of God. It's all about God. We got to make everybody Muslim because this is the real God. This is the real religion, the right religion. So then it's a religious war. But when it comes to neighbors having to live and share the space, we've actually been able to do that in the U.S. until recently, from the corruption that's taken over and desecrated, to say the least, the Constitution. But it's also changed the laws, bend the laws because of the powers that may be. Get ready, because it's happening in our backyard at any second. Of course, there's the other thing that I've been saying. Oh, not to fear monger. It's not me. I'm saying, obviously, I'm not here to fear monger. I'm here to spread love, share love, support each other. What do I always say? Make sure you have a community, a strong community, a network, family. Make it happen. Because ultimately, what do you care about? You got to care about yourself, right? You got to care about your family. You got to care about your roof over your head and your food in your stomach, like the food in your family's stomach, your neighbors, whoever you care about, everyone. I mean, as any animal to survive. Now, if you're fighting, you can't tend your land. If you're fighting, you can't tend your family. You can't tend your relationship, right? So it's always best to have peace talks. The news also didn't talk about what happened literally a day or two before the attack on October 7th, 6th, depending on what part of the world you're in. Let me get to that. See, I can go on and on, but we're not going to do this. But let's not forget this beautiful table where, Jordan was talking, and I think it was shortly before this meeting, he signs up with the Daily Wire. Okay, all right. I get it. They're paying you, baby, but I'm calling you out. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Here's the post-millennial. This is just one post, right? But of course, when he signed up, this was June 29th, 2022. Wow, the Daily Wire has signed at Jordan Peterson to a multi-year deal. And the next thing you know, he's BFF with, okay, I got it. I don't blame you if you want more people to support you and you want power and you want, backup. Get the most influential people because everybody can be bought and sold. I believe the American people are good people, the best. And this is what I was saying a minute ago, or maybe even 5 minutes ago. Forgive me. The American people have proven that we can get along. A multicultural, diverse country. First time in history that we can get along because of the laws that we put in forth, the Constitution that was put forth, until it started getting desecrated, corrupted, bought and sold, until America was a corporation and is. So the fact is that there's plenty of proof that we can all get along. But if the people that have most of the money and most of the influence love war, I think that's the hardest pill for everybody to swallow. They love war. They love pain. They love blood. I'm not kidding you. I know. It sounds crazy. No, it's not crazy. Hello. Is there a thing called serial killers? That's just one guy or one girl, right? Could just kill. We don't know why, but we're like, okay, they're psychopaths. They're mentally ill. But the leaders, like, oh my God, sociopath. They know how to get along. Jeffrey Dahmer. They know how to make people like them and fit right in until the shit stinks so bad that that's how he gets caught. Well, don't you think the shit's smelling bad now? Is it enough? Is it enough? Because Americans do not stand for blood, do not stand for war and fights. They stand for freedom and righteousness and helping each other. That is America. And that's why people, when they come here, not now, not the ones invading, who are getting paid, by the way, to invade from all over the world. The age of soldiers, men in their 20s. But no, we're going to argue about what side. What are you doing? That's what they want. And then what? You're supporting what? Oh, everybody's getting screwed here. Everybody. And let's not talk about the tunnels, human trafficking, child trafficking, organ trafficking. Where are they going? Where are they coming from? Who's buying them? Where's it going? Follow the money. Follow the yellow brick road. You feel me? No. This is what they did in 9/11. They lied. Now it's a lie. I mean, I knew it was a lie at the moment. I'm going, this is no. That was just my instinct, right? I had no proof. That's bullshit. Because if you study history, if you look back, if you watch, all the presidents talk 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. I mean, the fact that JFK got shot, that right there was the first major wake up for America. But you know what? I get it. It's like a kid that's like, no, don't tell me Santa Claus doesn't exist. Well, guess what? Now, nobody has an excuse. Nobody. I promote love. I promote unity 100%. No sides. I get it. You're going to smoke them out. You really think that cutting people from electricity, water, and everything, you really think, and so they're going to wipe Gaza out and everything's going to be peace on earth? Do you really think that's what's going to happen? Are you kidding me? No, of course not. Hello? The poor Jewish people, honestly, the regular Jewish people, hardworking, good people, family people, beautiful culture, beautiful music, great food. And I can go on and on and on. You really think they wanted that? No. But at the same time, they trusted their government. So time to wake up. Because it's not the Jewish people. It is the governments that they're all having a great time because they're not going to the front lines. Let's do that. Why don't we all say, hey, Jordan, Netanyahu, all of you, Ben, Shapiro, all of you, everybody out there that's taking sides, go to Israel, please. Put that hat on. Put that gun on. Go do it. You go do it. Put your money where your mouth is. Action. Speak louder than words. Hold on. Take a little break. Again, here's another clip. There's many more, but here's one of Jewish people that they're not against Palestine. Now, Hamas is a whole nother story. But again, you really think it's a coincidence that Biden pays Iran just not too long ago, a few weeks ago? And then Iran's like, here you go. You know, because you know what? We don't want these people here. They weren't here. They weren't here for 2,000 years. No, they weren't. And I've been watching this for a long time. I have a close friend also. She's also Israeli. And she wrote a paper about this. She was torn. And she was like, even after I spent months and months writing this paper about this, I think it was even a thesis for college, and she's a doctor. And she was like, I'd still, and I'm like, and I get it. And I told her, I said, look, because I don't want our relationship to be affected by this. And this is like over 10 years ago. I go, but the truth is, that it's what the hard decision is that you want to defend, you want to feel like you have a right to be there. And so you want the peace, you want us all to live peacefully together. This is a conversation I had with her. I'm like, but you see what I mean? It's because it's your people. So you want to defend your people, like defending your family, right? Even if your family's wrong, even if, say, 5 of your brothers, say you have multiple siblings, say you have 10 siblings, and say 6 of them are all about peace and loving, but the other, 4 are like, no, I'm not about peace. It's about what's right, and I'm right, and I'll do whatever it takes to get there. All, with whatever means. So she was like, it's a hard thing to do. No, it's not. It's really not a hard thing to do. It's almost like you just can't have your cake and eat it too. And if you don't like it, maybe you go somewhere else. But then maybe also, why is it that they mostly moved from Europe back to that land? And then the fact that, please, guys, look it up. How Ukraine, they have been talking about how that would be the great place for the new Israel or a bigger Israel. Don't quote me on exact words. Just look it up. I'm not lying, because they say it. They say it. But everyone's too busy maybe watching Netflix. But hold on. It's okay, because it's going to hit your back door. It's going to hit all of our back doors. And if you really want to protect yourself and you really want to protect others, keep spreading the love and tolerance. That's what God is about. You know it. I know it. Whether it's Jesus or his father, God. Don't give me the argument that Jesus is God. Okay. All right. Jesus is God. Who did he pray to? Oh, yeah. Okay. That's another discussion. Let's listen to this clip real quick.
Down, down the Nazi state of Israel! Down, down the Nazi state of Israel! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Israel is not a Jewish state! Israel is not a Jewish state!
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not getting the voices. The voices are not out there really representing the whole truth. These are facts. If I go to Twitter right now, matter of fact, give me a second. Where am I? I'm already lost. Okay. Let's see. If I click on home, what's going on right now on Twitter? All right. Again, the fact that everyone's getting this emotional reaction, stop it. If you're supposed to be a grown adult, what are you doing? Let's get it together, people. Let's get it together. So here it is. First thing that just comes to my feet. Now, it's this for you. And then, obviously you can click on following. By the way, guys, every time I try to get on my phone to do this, I can't stand it. Twitter is so much better on the computer. Let me tell you. I think it sucks on the phone. But so it was a 2 hours ago. Breaking Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has told President Joe Biden that Israel has no choice but to launch a ground operation in Gaza. Again, because they really the most prepared border that even I saw videos. Did you guys see a video of a woman that used to work for IDF? And she's like, dude, we would know if a bird was crossing. We have to go in. We can't negotiate now. We need to restore deterrence, Netanyahu said, which, by the way, he's been under investigation and he's like literally has to. It's like, I don't know. I didn't know the date. I can't remember right now the date, but like literally soon that he's going to be confronted in his Supreme Court there in Israel for his shit. Don't ask me what shit. Look it up. And then this happens. Really? And then the coincidence that it happens Yom Kippur 50 years later. I'm sure you guys already realize this. But see, I didn't need to wait for the shit that happened for them people all over Twitter and whatever and the internets are putting this stuff up. I knew it. I felt it. Not only as an astrologer, people in my industry as well, as far as astrologer goes, predictive nature, looking at the sky. But who knows Bull Polney? Because he's really good at reading timing of the internet. Isn't this funny? Why would Elon Musk post this? Let me see if you guys can see what I'm looking at. Yeah. Like, why would he post like, okay, another version of how to represent the logo? Really? Elon with purple and black? Like, that is so, I hate to say, but it's pretty dark. We usually like in movies, right? They either use green, purple, and look at that with the black and the purple. Don't like this. Not positive, X. No. If you wanted my opinion, X, there you got it. Resistant fighters north of Gaza. So it's funny how people, obviously on their side, they're showing what they want you to see. And don't get me wrong, the truth should be what we all want to see. That should be it. It's like, show me both. Show me both. But see, it's always the same. Problem, reaction, solution, right? If I said it in the right order. Yeah. And then, whose side are you on? Well, yeah, I mean, I would defend myself, right? So they got the Iron Dome on, right? So I would defend myself because you're attacking me. And if I'm so innocent, I'd be like, wait. First thing I'd do is get on the phone. Like, hey, who do I talk to? I mean, like, listen, what did we do? Well, here's the part that I'm like, I forgot. I don't know where I lost it. I know, Oh my God. Where is it? Well, then of course, here's the other part of, like YouTube, like when you click on news, here's the latest. Israeli human rights leader Orly Noy on Israel's war on Palestine after Hamas attack. Watch it. This was just posted 2 hours ago. In search of hostages. Yeah, let's all look over here. Let's not look at Ukraine and the shit show over there. All right. I don't know. Is that for you? What is this? Senator. Oh, this guy. Who he fled, didn't he? Didn't he? He's a senator. Uh-huh. Yeah. You guys suck. All of you. You all wanted this. You're all lying, scheming, blood on your hands, all of you. Anybody who says kill the other, I don't care what side, you are not right. And you got problems. And maybe you should go see a psychiatrist, not Jordan Peterson. Anyway, you gotta smile, you gotta laugh, man, to swallow this shit. But no, there's this clip that I was looking for. I mean, I had it set up. I know I always do this. I'm like, where's the tab that I had? What was I talking about? I lost my thought. Oh my God. What was it? See, not because I didn't have the tab up there. Oh, what was I saying? Okay, hold on. All right, I'll tell you what. While I think about it, no. Just nobody can support the war. Yeah, I was thinking like, oh, if you made a phone call and you're like, look, I don't know what the fuck is going on with my I'm trying to pay attention here. And my hair's like, oh, you gotta laugh, not to cry. What was I saying? Oh, I don't know if you guys also saw that there was another clip of like American tourists walking, just downtown before this attack. And there's so much racism. There's so much prejudice. There's so much entitlement all over the place, There's no like such thing as like they're all innocent, or they're all against Palestinians, or they're all, against Jews. It's just not. Like everybody wants to live. Everybody wants to love and be loved. I know you're like, I don't want to hear that. Guess what? Then continue. You must like war. You must be addicted to it. You can either go on Netflix or wherever you go to watch your movies. You can pick either sci-fi, a rom-com, right? Comedy, romance, whatever it is that you choose. What turns you on? What really turns you on? Take a good look in the mirror. Some people are. Some people are, warmongers and they love it. That's the thing. Let's see who these people are. Let's call them out. Let's go, you don't represent me. Because most people don't want fights. They don't. And when people fight and there's no consequences, of course, and they can walk away, that's a whole nother thing. But it's still bugging me that I can't even remember the clip because I want to look for it. That's what I was doing. Because I'm like, okay, all right. So it's not in my tabs ready to go that I thought I had. I must have closed it by accident. But now I can't even remember what it was to even Google it or duck it or brave it, if you guys don't know. All right, so here's what I'm going to do, because I obviously need to remember, and it's going to take me a minute. So guess what? Welcome, everybody. I am taking calls live. And let's get to the point so that whoever logs in has a chance to talk. I just put the link in the live chat. Let me go on Twitter and see if I'm going to do the same with Twitter. Let's see. Because I am live. I forgot to tell you guys, obviously, because all this stuff is going on. I am live on Twitter. I am live on Rumble and the BoobTube. And I put the link in the comments on Twitter. I think that really confuses them because Twitter like separates it and it acts like it's a separate post. So you know what? Let me just delete that because let me see if I can make this more obvious. Taking calls live. Click the link to join conversation. I spelled that right. Here we go. Yeah, because I think last time I did that too, where I just shared the link on Twitter. And then, I don't know, because I don't really, so far, I really haven't gotten much of a viewage on Twitter, except for the Dr. Shiva post, which I'm very grateful for. And I thank everyone for signing up, following me on Twitter, follow me on Rumble. Let me tell you that I got a lot more good, juicy points about this whole situation that I really want to share and give it to you so that we don't fall for this bullshit. But that is for the Locals members only. So join me on Locals, become a member, support me, support my work. Let's continue this. Give me 1 second. I got somebody on the Heather. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna let you in a second. I'm looking for something real quick. Yeah, I know. I still can't give up. Heather, welcome. Your mic is off. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you, Olga. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, Heather. Shadow the Swarm. I like that. Hashtag Shadow the Swarm. Truth, freedom, and health. Ooh, wait. Hold on. Is this Heather, Dr. Shiva's Heather?
Of course it is. Of course it is. I'm sitting here looking, going, where's my, this is my pal Olga. And look at, like, you have 0 viewers on Twitter, but I'm like, wait, I was viewing.
You were?
And I see you here on, yeah, I was. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody that is speaking the truth is so shadow banned, Olga. Isn't it fascinating?
Yes. It's funny not to talk about it here because I meant to text you back because you sent me this text and I was like, I was in bed. Did you know that? I'm in bed like at 8 o'clock at the latest. Just saying. And I was like, oh, I missed this meeting. Anyway, Heather, please speak. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
It is absolutely astounding. The elites just really, they hate us.
They do.
They want us all dead.
I agree.
They want our children dead sooner. And we look at this mess in the Gaza Strip, and what horrific crimes against humanity.
Yes.
How can anyone choose a side?
Exactly.
It's painful.
It is. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. I'm just like, I mean, come on. How about Jordan Peterson? Oh, again, and not to talk bad about him. I'm just going, these are the influencers, right?
How do we let those people be influencers? We need to be the influencers. The working people on the ground, we have to take back our power.
Well said.
We have to go ahead.
No. I was looking for a reaction clip to be like, yo, power to what she just said. Can you guys hear that? Can you hear that? Yes. Power to the people. Back to the people. Go ahead, Heather.
I can let you continue.
I forgot this clip I was looking for. Like I was saying, I'm like, okay. Somehow, because with this software that I'm using, StreamYard, if I don't use it in Chrome, the audio is not as good as far as when you screen share. So I must have been looking at on my other browser, Brave. Regardless, and I can't see it, and I'm like, and then I totally lost my thoughts because, like I said, I could have Googled it and looked for what the hell I was talking about. Anyway, so what else do you have to say about this? Besides we got to take over. But see, right now, everyone's going nuts on whose side are you on? And some people are saying, well, now you know who maybe the person, the leader, politician, whatever that you thought you were into. Now you see the true colors, right? Because it really is showing like the parting of the seas, where any politician or / influencer that is saying, get them, kill them. It's like, did that wake you up enough? Or the other ones that are like people that are even sharing like data videos from like 2 years ago, and they're not doing their due diligence. People are not asking the question. Everyone's all reacting. Everyone's taking sides. What do you think about this? As far as like, is it our problem? Should we care? How about that? I know I put you on the spot, Heather. You still there? Oh, I don't know if I lost Heather. Did I lose Heather? Anyone, just letting you know, check out the link is in the description below, Heather. I'll just wait to see if maybe you'll chime back on, but I don't know. Maybe you logged off. Maybe you had to go, Heather. Thank you for joining us. That was awesome. Who else? Come on. You don't have to show your face. You could just use your thing, and you don't have to use your camera. Just your voice, like phone calls, like live talk show radio right here, baby. See, okay. Here's what I'm going to get back to with like, say, like the news here, right? So, like, check this out, right? So, this one, Tim Scott claims Israel suffers due to Biden's closeness with Iran. Who cares? Like, hello? Oh, so it's Biden's fault. I swear to God, I'm dealing with a bunch of, okay, first of all, I don't really swear. But my point is, this is adults talking here. These are people getting paid off your money. See, what I have to say and what I would advise you, I cannot do here. That's why you got to join me on Locals. I will tell you exactly what to do. And if all of us joined up and do what we need to do, if we really care about Israel or the Palestinians or anybody on this fucking planet, especially you and your family, this isn't it. Look at this shit. Blame game all the way around. Like we're all fucking teenagers. Are you fucking kidding me? Look, just read these. And who has cable television? Can you imagine if all America got off of cable television? Just that. You don't think that would make a massive difference? Oh, I'm sorry. We pretty much crashed Budweiser until, did you know Modelo beer is owned by Anheuser-Busch? So it's funny how they got an uptick. Do you see what I'm saying? Maybe we should make our own beer. Well, let's get all off the grid. This is not being hippie. Do I look like a hippie to you? I'm saying. I have not had a loan in over 20 years. I live within my means. And I suffered because of it. But let me tell you, can you imagine if everybody did that? But I get it. We're all too comfortable. But wait, because now we got the border. But it's not just the border. Also up in Canada, they're all coming in. Yeah. My point is, if that's what we need to wake up, I'm ready. But you can't say I'm not here. You can't say I didn't tell you. Who's with me? Oh, I thought I heard a click. So yes. What's up? Okay, let me see. Oh shoot, I don't even know. I thought I had removed that. I don't even know how that. See, I'm getting all worked up over here. Let's see, Rumble, my beautiful Rumble followers. Let me screen share the comments over there on Rumble. What's up? Interesting. Let me see. Hey, Buzzacino, great to see you guys. Irrational Texan. Eyewitness report initial attack. Let me see. I'm going to click on that. Thank you for sending me the link there, the Rational Texan. Let's see. I have spent the last 12 hours speaking to Israelis who are at the Supernova Music Festival. Their testimonials, as you would imagine, are very emotional. At least one broke down mid-conversation and wasn't able to continue his recollection. The attack on the festival, give me 1 second. The attack on the festival outside of Reim began around 7 a.m. The party was in its peak by then, which meant that by then most people were inebriated, of course. At first, partygoers heard a loud explosion, which they took to be another sporadic rocket attack on southern Israel. But then the explosions grew louder and constant and kept going for about 5 minutes. The music stopped, and the police protecting the 4,000 or 5,000 ravers began pushing everyone to leave. By then, the terrorists were approaching in pickup trucks, bearing Hamas military markings. Shooting began. Many were executed on the spot. 260 bodies have been found so far on the site of the rave. Many of the young men and women started running in the flat expanse of the western Negev desert. Faced with the spectacle of kids fleeing from for their lives on a largely flat surface, the terrorists began rounding up the rest of their victims. Others were captured and bound and kidnapped. I saw videos with a male getting held by a group of Arab kids, they're like 16, 17, one survivor recalled. They're kids, but they're young men already, and they're holding this guy, and he looks as his girlfriend is being mounted on a bike. Yeah, I saw that video, by the way, on X, and driven away from him. God knows what she's going to experience. Women have been raped at the area of the rape next to their friends' bodies, dead bodies. Yeah. Yeah. That's also part of the video that they were sharing. You guys can look it up. This is News and Politics. Thanks for the link. The Rational Texan. Here's another one. Let me see. Share this tab. What happened? Is it not working? Retry. Something went wrong. Oh, maybe when you copy and pasted it, maybe a letter or something was missing there. The Rational Texan, but thank you. Egypt was asked for troops to help with the attack on Gaza. They said no in caps, says Bozzacino. This escalates. Oh boy. Oh yeah, it's going to escalate because they love this. We need to stand up and say no. We do not support this. We do not support blood. We do not support war, period. End of the story. It's game over. We've given you 100 years of wars. Game over. We woke up. We know the truth. Oh, thank you, Evil V Twin. Oh, shoot. Yeah, guys, you could please, I need all the help I can get because I'm off the grid and I don't take loans. That's why I am is what I am. And I can only be better and stay here with your love and support. And I thank you for all your love and support and everywhere you do it, whether you smash that like button, share this content, become a Locals member here on YouTube, BoobTube, and Rumble. Follow me there, Twitter. Thank you, the Evil V Twin. That's his thou. That's his thou. Let me see. Can you guys see that? I just want to see if you guys are seeing this. Oh, no. Oh, sorry. I thought you guys were seeing what I'm reading. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. So that scan is just another way for you to help me. The links are also in the description below and all these videos. Twitter, go to my LinkedIn, like the link tree link in the profile. Need your support. And we need to stick together, man. The people that believe in truth and love. Fuck the truthers. I don't need a label, okay? I don't need to be like, I'm a truther, you're a truther. The moment they say truther, like woke, you're done. You're fucked. You're retarded. No. No. So who's with me? Well, welcome, Kristen. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Welcome, Kristen. Thank you for calling.
Hold on.
Hey, how you doing today?
How are you?
Oh, truth, freedom, and health. Whoa, now the truth, freedom, and health. What's up? What do you got to say? What's on your mind?
So I just joined now. My friend Heather Burden.
Did she tell you to join, or did you just happen to be?
Did.
I love her. She's so good. I've never met her. You know, this is the first time I actually spoke to her. So what's up, Kristen? What do you think about what's happening, and what do you think we should be doing?
Hang on 1 sec.
All right, take your time. Take your time.
I think I had you playing in the background on YouTube. So
yeah, you gotta mute it. You gotta mute it.
What the heck's going on? Yeah. So yes, Heather is the one that told me that you were on now and told me to join. So here I am. So I'm just entering the conversation. I don't know what you're talking about, but I assume it's this issue with Israel.
Yeah.
And I know, Olga, that you recently did an interview with Dr. Shiva. I saw it. It was fantastic.
Really? Thank you.
I loved it. You did a great job. So I don't know if people were able to catch it or what's been talked about, but I believe it was Saturday night. Today's Monday, right? So Saturday night, Dr. Shiva had a Zoom meeting where he did his wonderful systems analysis way that he has of breaking things down. And he did a really good job of breaking down the whole situation, essentially into like follow the money. And how, you look at all of the different patterns, like even going just simply back to COVID and how they had to shut down the economy. So essentially that since 2008, when Obama bailed out the big banks in 2008, they should have failed at that time. So we've been running on fumes since then. In 2020, as Dr. Shiva has taught us all, that essentially they had to shut down the economy, which was how the lockdowns were very convenient at that time. So even fast forwarding now, they've tried different things, even to the point of like, maybe we'll do another pandemic, but people weren't really biting. I don't know. I'm sure you've tested the pulse on that as well. I saw people commenting like, hell no, we're not going to let that happen again. So clearly that's not going to work. So what better thing to do than this war situation in Israel? So I guess my message to everyone here, I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having us on. And if people have not checked out the Movement for Truth, Freedom, and Health, please do. It's a great way to just kind of learn about all this stuff, but also to get connected with a community and to get access to activist tools. For me personally, one of the best things I've gotten from being part of Truth, Freedom, and Health is an ability to communicate with others without sounding like a crazy conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
Okay, I've learned how to communicate with people from all walks of life in a very effective way versus not that I can't talk to people, but just last night I was talking to 2 old guys from my community, and I was able to meet them where they were at and talk to them in a way that made sense, based on facts and why we need to build a movement. And yes, we should all learn about Dr. Shiva, learn about Truth, Freedom, and Health, but ultimately it's about you becoming a leader in our own communities.
Exactly.
How are we going to do that? Because guess what? Dr. Shiva can't be everywhere at all times. But we can be there, and we can be the ones to be brave enough to step up. But we have that framework that we've learned from the system science.
All right.
And so that's what, I was able to talk to those guys about, they had all kinds of ideas. I'm but at the end of the day, even if we do create this movement, even if we all get together and unite, what about the NSOE, the not so obvious establishment? That is the true enemy of all of us. They are so insidious. They'll plug in. Right now you have people like Booby effing Kennedy. You have people seriously, that guy is the biggest douchebag on the face of the earth.
He is.
Excuse my French, but
that's true. No, come on. Yeah, I'm real raw here. You go, girl.
You know what I'm saying? So who's to say? And I was talking to these guys last night about even the truckers in Canada. They did a really nice, started off doing a really nice movement with the truckers uniting and all of this stuff. It was fantastic. However, without that kind of systems approach in the political physics, you're going to be bamboozled. So they could just bring in some guy who looks like one of us, just a regular dude or a regular lady who appears to be fighting for us, but who knows, they're very well could be part of that controlled opposition that are simply there to derail your entire movement. And that's exactly what happened to truckers. So, who's to say that wouldn't happen anytime we try to rise up? So without that political physics, that's why I tell everybody, even if I don't agree with what the person's doing, there's all kinds of people trying to do things out there, but without that political physics, you're going to get bamboozled because it's 2023. The establishment's really smart and they have a lot of technology at their fingertips. They have
all of it.
The data analytics are on point, and that leads me to the last point. The future is offline. The future is truly offline. It's great that you have a social media platform. I think we should support people like you 100%.
Yeah, but we know that we're being controlled. We know the algorithms hiding us, shadow banning me, him. Yeah, you're totally right. You're totally right. And that's why when I keep saying the neighbors, your community, how many friends do you have? Do you know if something happens, who are you going to go to if you don't have your family nearby? You know what I'm saying? It's but I've been saying this shit since forever. Mm-hmm. Since I remember, because my dad was in the Navy. He's an American. He passed a few years ago. But my mom met him in Spain while he was stationed in Spain. Met her, married her. But anyway, they come back to the U.S. for a couple of years and he retires. They go to Spain. He retires there and he dies there. Okay. But I remember my mom kept saying, the American dream, it's just a dream. Right. Mm-hmm. And this is, me growing up. So, 80s, 90s. And then my dad would be like, no, but there's some things about America. My dad was a big American. That was it. He loved Spain, but he was a big American. And at the end of the day, they fought 90% of the time over that. Right. And it wasn't about politics. It was America, we wouldn't have to deal with this shit in America. Right. My mom's like, oh yeah, well in America, you got this, that, and that. Right. And they'd be right. They'd both be right. So I grew up with that. And then my mother was like, why are you going to go to America? I'm like, because the Constitution, I said. Not America. I knew. I had been here on vacation. She has showed me. I've seen it. I had friends on both sides of the aisle, And I'm like, but you know what? Europe isn't it. There's not real freedom here. And I know that Americans, they don't have it because they've sold. So I'm saying back before JFK, right? Since 1913, 14, my cousins that were smart asses in Spain are like, you guys are fucking slaves, right? They pay
Right.
all your taxes, and then the fact that you own land, but then you don't, because if you don't pay taxes,
Mhm.
they can take it from you. Like, and I remember even my European friends, the last 20 years that I've been here, they're like, Olga, seriously, like I'm from Greece, I'm this, like, we got a place. Americans, they're nobody. They're the only people that. So I understand with Israel, like we want our motherland in quote, you know what I mean? Like God, it's like, dude,
So
stop.
the thing with the Israel, I have to interject here. And
Please,
again, I'm
please.
going to plug Dr. Shiva on this because, like, I love this guy. I've known Dr. Shiva for like 3 years. And the fact that he is the only guy talking about, the only guy of like his stature, he's got a huge public figure, and he's like got a presidential platform. And the man has the balls to talk about Zionism. Like,
Yeah.
you've probably known about Zionism for years, as have I. But like, I remember the day I heard Dr. Shiva talk about this guy Herzl, who's like the father of Zionism. And the fact that he even knew who that guy was and talked about it blew my mind, because I'd never heard anyone of his stature again, and like popularity, reach, all of this, like have the balls to talk about these things.
Yeah, his education, his background. Yeah.
Like, dude, there's a few things you can't talk about, and Zionism's kind of like one of them. You know, it's like instant canceling. So the fact that he's been talking about that now, for at least since, I mean, for a while, but of recent lately, it's been since he announced his presidency. He's not afraid to bring out the big elephant in the room, which is Zionism. So people want to talk about, like, it's the JEWSs. Like, you can't even talk about that, right? You'll get banned. I look at it like, look, and Dr. Shiva will say the same. Zionism, I mean, I'm probably not going to say it the way he does, so forgive me. Don't like conflate what I'm saying with him. I don't want to, like, you know.
I'm the same way. I always say it wrong.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what I know, and I don't know everything by heart how he describes it. I can just say that Dr. Shiva was talking about it and definitely learn from him. I'm not a scholar at this stuff. However, I've studied it. And I know that Zionism is essentially, at the bottom line of it, it's like a political party. It's a political movement. It's political. Like, you do not have to be Jewish to be Zionist. In fact, many Zionists are not Jewish.
That's right.
Right. And so I just was listening to a few things about this idea of, like, okay, why shouldn't, you know, the Jewish people or any group of people have a homeland? Okay, that's not being debated. It's very opportunistic. Like, you have to go back to history and see why this state of Israel was created. Like, the people who are followers of the religion of Judaism are not necessarily Zionists. Some of them are vehemently against it. In fact, like,
exactly,
like some of the Jewish people that followed the Jewish or Judaism, some of these people actually are against Zionism because, according to their religious texts, it states that God will lead them to their homelands, but God will lead them to their homelands, not Britain and the Balfour Declaration. And,
yes, I love that you said that.
Like, that's like the religious Jewish people, like, know this. So, like, that's not in our religious text.
Exactly.
Like, we're waiting for God to do it, not, you know, some.
Kristen, are you Jewish? Just quick.
So I can tell you my background is I'm American, born and raised Massachusetts my whole life. I have traveled a little bit, but my dad is a Greek immigrant. And so
Greek.
My whole family's Greek. I'm like one of the 100%.
Tiganis?
Gala, you said. So we're like super Greek. I'm super Greek over here. And like,
that's awesome.
You know, like, my dad will talk about, I liked hearing about your family. Cause I mean, I understand. I've told my dad, I'm like, I understand the privilege. Let's just be frank here. The privilege of being born in this country. I've been to my dad's village. I've seen and heard his stories. And just how hard he's worked just to get an education and just to get out of the village. And not that it's bad to be in the village, but like the dreams, like the American dream, right?
Yeah.
So I've told him, sometimes he gets mad at me for, like, why am I fighting? He's been the type of person that, despite all the corruption, he'll say, you know, it's the lesser of two evils. It is what it is. You can never.
I'm sick of that shit. Go ahead.
You know, and like, again, another reason why I love Dr. Shiva's platform, because it's so paradigm shifting. It's like, no, we actually do have another choice. You don't have to just settle for lesser.
Fuck yeah.
So with my dad, like, coming to his country and everything, and, you know, sometimes he'll get mad at me, and, like, not mad, but like frustrated. Like, why are you fighting so hard? Why are you sticking your neck out? Why are you being that person? Like, I'm not afraid. I'll just speak my mind. I'm not afraid to, like, that's why I love Shiva too, because he's like that. Like, I'll be the person that gets laughed at because, you know what, my stuff's going to age well. Like, I'm going to, you know, I'm not trying to be that person, but it's like, I'm just calling it like I see it.
Yeah.
Well, with my dad, I'll tell him, when I told him this recently, like, Dad, look, you came to this country. I was born here. I know also, like, Greece is a beautiful place. But I remember being in his village and seeing, like, being there with the women. And I was sitting at the table with the men, right? Like, all men. The women were serving them coffee. I was like that privileged, like, American girl sitting at the table, while the women were just sitting on the floor, like, braiding each other's hair, waiting to be told what to do. And I'm like, holy shit. Not that it's always like that. It's just a
I
trivial
know. And
culture.
that's more in the
It's like,
villages
you know
and
what?
stuff. Yeah.
Like, I'm very grateful that, you know what? That's not I have options. Like, if I want to be a wife and a mother and all that, I can. But guess what? I can also go to college and have a job, and I can do both, right? Like,
Yeah.
because I'm an American woman. And so I also feel like it's my responsibility as an American to fight for the things that made people like my dad and you and others, like, want to come here.
Exactly.
Like, that's our duty as Americans, is to fight. Like, it's not to just sit on our laurels and say, oh yeah, 1776, that was cool.
Yeah.
You know,
That's what happened. But that's
It's
what
not-
happened.
You have to fight for it. You don't just, like, get freedom and then it's done. Like, you have to keep fighting for it. And so that's what I'm doing, you know, in my small little ways. But the point with the Israel stuff is Zionism. It's not, there's different things going on. There's the political Zionism. There's the Jewish people that believe in Judaism, like that's their religion.
That's right.
And then there are people who live in Israel that are Israelis, same like people who live in America are Americans. These are just people, and they're using, like, Dr. Shiva will talk about this really well. Also, how, like, say in India, he'll describe how there's different religions. Like, you'll have your Muslims, your Hindus, and it's so super easy to create conflict just by going into one group of the religious people and saying, hey, you know, Hindus, the Muslims are saying this about you. And then all of a sudden, like, create a false flag. So they're using this. And then on top of it, and I know others have brought this up, and I'm still trying to decide how big of a problem this is, but for Christians, like the real, like, evangelical Bible believing Christians, and I know this because I was duped for a short time as well. There are Christians who believe in the Bible, and in the Bible it says, in the Old Testament, at one point it says, those who bless the Jews are also blessed by God, or God blesses those who bless the Jews. So I remember when I first read the Bible, like, cover to cover a few years ago, like 10 years ago, and I was like, holy shit. And these, again, not so obvious establishment Christian pastors and teachers.
Oh,
Like, one, I have to call out this motherfucker. His name is Hagee, John Hagee. He's like this Christian guy.
I'm going to look it up. Go ahead.
Don't even look him up. Like, don't even
Okay.
waste your
All
time.
right.
But I remember, like,
There was another guy today,
there's
another
a lot of
pastor
them.
that's like, yeah, let's kill these.
Mhm.
And he's like wearing like the Jewish garb or whatever. And I'm going, you asshole. And you call yourself a Christian?
Yeah.
Christ
I
said,
think-
love thy neighbor as you love thyself.
Mhm.
But again, in a world of people hating themselves, which is what I've dealt with for 20
There you
years, and
go.
I've taught people, you can't change your life and be happy until you love yourself. And the only way you love yourself, one of the main reasons is, who are you? It's not about Judaism. It's not about religion. It's not about the sex, the gender, the age. Who the fuck are you? Who are you? Right?
Mhm.
Like, you're a human being. You're a living being. Okay. And you've got to accept that and love that before anything else.
I'm
right?
with
You
you,
know what I'm saying?
girl. I'm with you. I have a lot of views that are outside Truth, Freedom, Health. Like, I mean, number one, I think religion is, you want to talk about, like, the ultimate oppressor. I think we don't talk about enough about how religion really does screw with people.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe like the Christians in this Israel situation. Like, here we are in America. We all know that you're not going to see the truth on the news here, period, for anything.
Never.
Especially, like, I remember having to, like, go out of my way just to figure out what the hell's going on over there. So I've never been to Israel. It's only been recently that I've made some friends that are from that area that are Palestinians. But up until recently, I didn't know anyone. So I'm, like, having to figure this out and find these, like, banned videos of, like, holy shit, there actually are massacring people. The Israel government is massacring and doing genocide on the people that live in that area who we call Palestinians. Like, that's not cool. I'm sorry. Like, and if you're a Christian and you're about, like, loving thy neighbor, you should not support anybody who is killing others.
Period.
And doing genocide.
Period. War.
If your Bible verse says that you need to bless the Jews because, you know, blah, 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 God's going to bless you. Like, by the way, first of all, don't cherry pick the Bible. Second of all, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Third of all, like, stop following not so obvious establishment idiots like this Hagee guy and others who are, like, pushing this stuff. Because, again, back to your point, and I have this issue with Christians, but with probably lots of people, it's not all Christians, obviously, But this is like, I kind of grew up with this too, seeing religious people go to church, and they thought because they go to that church on that Sunday and like do all the motions and do all the things, like then they were exempt from being an asshole for the rest of the week. It's like,
Yeah, that's a classic,
I
right?
can't stand that crap. So it's kind of like,
God forgives you. God forgives you.
No. So it's like, okay, you think like, okay, I don't love myself, or I don't feel like inherently like I'm doing the good things in life. So I'm just going to believe this crap about this Bible verse telling me to bless the Jews, but you don't even know what a Jew is.
Right.
Like, is it Zionism? You're actually supporting like a political agenda?
That's another one to continue. I'm going to have to let you go because I have.
Thank you for your time, Olga.
Oh, no, Kristen, thank you so much for calling in.
Tell everyone about truth, freedom, and health, and just to get involved so we can build those local communities.
Yes.
You know, it's super important. Thanks.
No, we have to stick together. It's us. It's us. We have all the power. You're absolutely right. But if nobody knows what to do, because that's what my friends would even say to me, like, where do I go? And I'm like, I got my own system, but I'm going, but guess what? I just found out that there's a guy, Truth, Freedom, Health, that's like right there.
Just go there because you're going to connect with other people. Like Heather's one of my friends. Okay. Like she's probably my best friend and we're like 3,000 miles away. So you're going to meet other people that you can connect with, you know, just regular. And it's just amazing. I highly recommend it. So thanks for your time. Keep doing the good work.
Thank you, Kristen. Thank you so much. Stay in touch. We'll talk soon.
Bye.
Bye. Hey guys, how cool is that? What? Nobody else got nothing to say? Or you guys are busy? Maybe you're watching from work? Or you're in the bathroom? Oh no, I didn't say that. Maybe. Come on, I'm not the only person that sits on the toilet and like. Anyway, you know me. No matter what, I'm always sending love and laughter in some way, shape, or form. It doesn't mean I'm minimizing what's happening, but no fucking way. No. You think if I had a homestead, which I want, by the way, with your help, I hope to get it. I'd be milking a cow. I'd be doing, picking out my chickens. I got to take care of my shit, taking care of my land, my soil, making love to it. Because that's what feeds me, not the government. Not the government. Talk about the greatest snake salesman of the world. Government. But see, that's what happens when you get lazy. Oh, please, Saya. Oh, please, Pastor. Oh, please, Pope. Oh, save me. They didn't fucking save me. Anytime I had a problem and I lost everything and I was on the street and I was fucking mentally, physically, you name it. I'm not going to get into details because I'm not trying to anybody feel sorry for me. But let me tell you, when I did want people to feel sorry for me, you know what they responded like? Well, maybe your choices got you there. No shit. All of our choices get us places. Sometimes we're born into this shit. Sometimes we're born with a silver spoon, right? We're all different, but at the end of the day, we make choices and we have to deal with our choices. That does eventually happen. And when it happened to me, of course I did the human egocentric thing to say, I didn't deserve this, etc. I mean, I know. If you follow me, you know But I'm going to tell you, there is a way, and it's not just through Dr. Shiva. That's one way. I definitely recommend it. But I'll be talking tomorrow locals of what I can never say here. Because people will misconstrue, take out of context. And if you got the balls to deal with the truth, because you know what? It's so easy to be like, I stand on this side. I stand on that side. What are you doing? Do you help your mother? Do you help your father? Do you help your neighbor? Do you help your mother? Do you help like your sister? Do you help your wife? Do you help your husband? Oh, I'm a mother. I just raise kids. Really? And you want a medal for that? Don't get me wrong. You should. If you're a good mother, good father, you're selfless and you're all about your kids and giving them unconditional love and raising them right. Right meaning take accountability and responsibility. No victim mentality here. Fine. But what I'm getting at is that it's really easy to be like, I'm just being a parent. I'm just going to work and then the world just happens. But they take your money. The governments take our money all over the world. And we don't say shit. Why? Why is that okay? Do lions pay rent? Do lions pay taxes? Ants? You name it. Any other creature? No! But we do. And then we call ourselves free and we're so smart. What? Because we have a cell phone? Tick, 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 tick. I mean, come on. Come on, you read between the lines. This is what I'm going to tell you on Locals, and I'm not going to tell you here. But if you're out there going, I'm on this side, I'm on that side, they're wrong, they're right. If you condone killing and you sleep good at night, you're not a good person. And maybe you're not supposed to be. Maybe you are a bad person, like an evil, dark person who really enjoys darkness. That's okay. I mean, you can watch a soap opera and love all the drama and the crying, and you enjoy it. You're like rubbing your hands like, oh, yeah. You could be one of those people because the energy is out there. But know who the fuck you are, because I see you. And if anyone out there is a real good person, you can see it too. So step out. Step out. Don't take a side. And take side for love of our humankind, brothers and sisters. Period. End of story. I know you're there. And the media is brainwashing you and manipulating you. Been there. Been there. And I vowed I'll never, ever take another loan. So I don't have a lot of things. I don't have a lot of anything, actually. But at least whatever I got is mine. And if anybody wants to take it from me, I'll tell you on Locals. Before I head out, I got to go. I got another appointment in 2 minutes. I love you guys. I miss you. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you got the balls, the cojones, the ovaries, the oomph. No pun intended. Right? Like the oomph, like the hoof spa? I'm telling you, I love my Jews, honey. But I love everybody. Nobody is an animal. No human. Unless they're evil. Open your eyes. Who's evil? Fuck these. The moment someone says another human is an animal, unless they can truly prove to you these people are like literally, and that's the thing. See, the things that I want to tell you, I can't tell you here on the boob tube. And I was going to plan on disconnecting and just going like totally on Rumble. But no. You deserve it. You want it. Locals, baby. Before I head out. Who's with me? Who did I miss? Buzzachino, great to see you. Oakley Turner, good afternoon. Great, Victor. Sean Henry, what's up, baby? How you doing, everyone? Oh, my God. You know, if you want me to read your chat, super chat it. That's always the way I don't miss it. But if you guys are just talking amongst yourselves, that's freaking awesome. Sit together. Z3 Musical Official. Hey. Great to see you, Heather. Oh, my God. Sorry, despite being hardwired, my connection dropped. Oh, really? Oh, shoot. I thought you were just like, it did not. It did feel like it was like you got cut off. Carrie Lewis. Yes, I'll go check on that fund. Thank you for all your love and donations, everyone. I'm telling you, I got so much more to give. I just need your help to get there. And I mean like more content and better content. I will never, ever steer you wrong or make you pay for bullshit. At the very least, may this ignite you to know who the fuck you are, a good, loving human being who protects all. Because we are all one. With that said, thank you, everyone. The Rational Text and everybody over at Rumble and Twitter. Please share this content. Sharing is caring. Keep your comments coming. Your comments are my fuel. I do read them, and I will respond. Until next time, much love, many blessings, and I'll talk to you very soon.